Welcome to No Control RC. What do we have here today? Well, you're looking at the 1/6 scale Losi Super Rock Rey. Now this thing is a monster. It's 8S, it's 4x4, it's inspired by the King of the Hammers trucks, and when it hit the sale price, it was $300 off on the Horizon sale. I just had to pull the trigger. I believe that sale's over right now, but there's still a few guys on eBay selling them for the same price. So for $5.99, I picked this thing up, and I don't think I'm going to be disappointed. So let's get into this thing and check out some details. Well, as you can see, it's well packaged in here, so let's dig in a little deeper. All right, well, first impressions before I even pull any plastic off this thing is it's impressive in its scale. I own some bigger trucks, and this one kind of fits right in the category with those, but I underestimated how large the tires actually were on this. Okay, now for all you people out here who really get a kick off from this is for you. They put the plastic on there to keep the trucks fresh. No, it's just keep them getting scratched. But I had to say something goofy to fill in for Brandon because he's not here right now. He'd be like, new truck smell. There, you got your little dose of Brandon for the video. I'm not sure he'll make it for this one, but just in case, we'll put some of his personality in here. He's much better on the camera than I am, but, you know, you're stuck with me this morning. So looking at this truck overall, I'm really impressed so far with what I see. We'll go over a few key things before we dive further into it. Now, these trucks were inspired by the King of the Hammers trucks. There was this edition, which is the Raceline Wheels edition. There was also a gray edition. This was the one that was left on sale, so I scooped this one up. I don't really care too much about the colors because I can always buy another body down the road and have one painted up. But I will say, just overall, the details that I'm seeing on this that we'll go over, I'm liking it so far. So, this is an 8S monster, has 160 amp ESC. It's going to be fast. It's going to be powerful. And it looks like it's built to handle that. So, there's a lot of screws on here. So before we dig any deeper into this and take the body off to show you a few things, we'll check out what we can see up above. Well, you see it's got decal headlights, it's got a dynamite sticker, which it's got the Raceline Wheels sticker, it does have a light bar here, has a light bar here. It also has a light bar back here. So if it's all lit up, you're definitely going to see it. It does have the Super Rock Rey logo, nice Losi and Baja design stickers. The window nets are real rubber and move, which that's pretty neat. It's got Fox because up here they do the fake reservoirs here on the shocks. And it does have the Maxxis Creepy Crawler tires on it that are really decent sized tires. We can measure them up for you here in a little bit. And you do have the spare in the back that is a functional spare. You can get your reservoirs, you get fire extinguisher. And that's about the gist of the body. So there's a bunch of screws that hold this thing on. I'll pull those off and we can take a look underneath. We pulled the body off. It does come off with a bunch of screws. Came off fairly easy, no big deal. Kind of see the underlaying here. You can see that it's got massive shocks on the front. That is the big difference from the Baja Rey. Has the shorter shocks. This one's got the longer shocks, and they feel pretty smooth. They are metal. They're adjustable. They have a dampener at the bottom to keep them from bottoming out. That is nice. I see a giant hinge pin there to hold the top arms on. I like that design. And you can see the light bar wiring. It's nicely secured. Does have these plates to keep it from the chassis being filled with dirt as you turn. You don't want it packing in there. See the steering down there. So here it is with the tire off. As you can see, you got a plastic drive shaft with metal ends. You got adjustable turnbuckle. You got a steering knuckle assembly here. You do have a brake rotor and a fake caliper here. Just for a little scale detail. Does have a 17 millimeter hex. See, it has a plastic cage that's attached to the chassis plate. You can see the 116 amp ESC. You got a driver there with some notes and a little computer. You got another driver. Went over before. It does have the rubber nuts. I do like that. Maybe get some of those from my Baja Rey. Down below, there's the battery box, but we will pull this a little more apart so you can really see what's going on. Got the rear shock here, which is super long. Get the sway bar. You get beefy 4-link bars here. You get a fake radiator fan. You get your power switch. The rear end in this thing is massive. All right, well in here you can see the steering assembly. It's a dual bell crank setup. It has the Spectrum S905 metal gear high torque servo. Should be plenty for this rig, I would assume, but we'll find out. You see there, you get the motor. We will show you it from the bottom as well, so you can really see what's going on with this. All right, so down here you got your battery connectors right here. 1, 2, tray here. Tray down in there. It's very deep. It does have a foam pad in there. I'll be pulling that out. I'll be running 2 4S batteries. This is the same size battery compartment as the Baja Rey 2.0. So I have my batteries for that, so I know that they fit. Wasn't a fan of the bottom loading batteries, but I've actually grown to not hate it. So under here is the motor. You'll see it's a 750 kV Spectrum motor, 4-pole. Get your gear set there, all metal. This thing's built to take the thing. And look, it's even got a support to hold the motor for the high impact landings. That's a nice feature. Three screws and you get to that. It's not that big of a deal. A lot of the complaints on these trucks are the difficultness to work on. I haven't found them that bad. You just take your time and they're really not horrible. Now, you're going to see a lot of similarities between this and the Super Baja Rey 2.0, and that's, well, because they're very similar trucks. The big difference is here in the front. They do run different arms and different knuckles. And the wheelbase is actually a tad longer on this. I'm pretty sure it's made up here in the front with the different arms, because I'm pretty sure all this stuff in the rear is the same. The 4-link, drive shaft here, metal ends. It's a good drive shaft. It's pretty straightforward, guys. Like, this and the Baja Rey 2.0 are very comparable trucks. So we'll flip this guy back over. We'll put the body back on. We'll put some batteries in it. So before I put the spare tire back on this, I just want to show you the rear suspension and how good it is. And also the fact that they put on factory limiting straps that are adjustable. That'll help take some tear off from your shocks being overextended if you're really jumping it all the time. It's a really good idea, and I'm glad they did it. Let's get this spare tire back on. All right, well, we're back together. We hit the key points of this truck. We showed you the goods. There's not a whole lot of bads I could see out of the box. And if you wanted to nitpick, you could be like, oh, some of the stickers are a little off place or peeling up in a corner. And just push them back down. A little bit of heat and they'll stick. if that's the biggest issue you have with a truck, you're doing good. I will say this comes with a DX3 controller. I'll actually keep this bound to this truck, just like I do with my Super Baja Rey, because these are good controllers. And I don't need to put another one in my DX5 because it's full. Maybe someday I'll get around to getting one of the new DX6 Ruggeds, but I don't have one yet. Good control, smart technology. It's got the AVC. So this does have the Spectrum 6200A. That's the telemetry 6-channel DSMR receiver in it, and that thing is great. If you need a hand driving, you're just getting into it, and this is your first really big truck, and you're a little nervous, you could turn the AVC up, and it'll actually help you out quite a bit. The more professional drivers or the guys who've been into it a little longer, you'll probably shy away from using it or use it very little. But if you're just getting into it, that is a great technology to have. It works well, and it helps you drive and learn the vehicle. I will say overall, I'm impressed with this thing, and I'm very happy. And for $600, like I said, it's a lot of truck. All right, a few more details before we throw batteries in this and get out and have a blast. The front is actually 7.25 wide, and the rear is 16.5. That's to help it track better through rocky and sandy conditions. There is different tow things you can put in the rear. We're going to leave it exactly as it came out of the box. There's an optional one in the bag. We'll go over that in a second. All right, this thing has full ball bearings throughout. The chassis is actually a 4mm thick 6061 T6 aluminum. Overall, this thing weighs 20.6 pounds without the batteries. So you're not going to want to get hit in the ankle with this thing. I can tell you that. It is 27 inches long. It is all metal gears. It has 1.5-inch mod gears in it, and they claim it hits 50 miles an hour straight out of the box. We'll test that out. But with that Spectrum 160 and 750 kV 4-pole motor, I wouldn't doubt it. The Baja Rey 2.0 cranks, and this is right in the same wheelhouse as that. So there's all that. It's big. If you need a size comparison, this is it versus my Centon 3S. The same size as the Slash, pretty much. So you get a pretty good comparison of this thing is big. This thing is fun, though. These are great trucks. We got a buddy with an X-Max. I mean, as you can see, they're pretty comparable. And this, at the moment, was $600. That also is a good truck. All right. What else we got? We got what comes in the bag. The gel manual. I normally don't read it unless there's really something wrong. Some Losi decals. You have the other optional blocks I was talking about. Usually one's 0. I think that's what these are. Oh, so 0 must be in it. They're these 3 degrees. These are 3-degree blocks. And you got your batteries for your remote. These go in here. Batteries for the truck, not included. But I have some, as I said, for my Baja Rey 2.0. I'm going to get those charged. We're going to get those in here. And we're going to go out and have a blast with this thing and see what it can really do. Well, I'm back from running the Losi Super Rock Rey, and this thing is fun. It is big, it's powerful. The ADAS system in this thing, it handled whatever I threw at it and had all the power it needed and more. Overall, this thing is incredible to drive. It handled the rocks, it handled the sand. It jumps okay. You got to learn to really adjust it in the air. It took me a little bit to get, but by the end, I had it pretty reasonable. Really not meant for big jumps though, but it took everything I threw at it. I had quite a few tumbles learning to drive it. I walked up to it and was like holding my breath for a second, like, nope, nothing broke. Because I have heard of the steering knuckles breaking on these. But nothing broke. I gave it a good bashing, 2 full battery sets through it. Not a single issue. I will go through and check everything, but I haven't seen anything that's an issue yet. As I said, I jumped on this truck because it was $599, guys. Under $600 for a 1/6 scale 8S Losi truck. How do you beat that? Well, I couldn't pass it up. And after driving it, I almost am sad that I didn't buy it earlier, even with it being full price, because this thing is worth every bit of the $900 they asked for it. I know it's expensive, but it's a lot of truck and it's a lot of fun. Overall, I give this thing like a great grade. Like, I love driving this. This is in my wheelhouse. Some things are more than others, but this falls right in monster truck, off-road, 4x4, jumping over hills, rocks. This is it for me. I had a blast. So the biggest issue I'm going to have with this truck is actually finding where to put it on the shelf, because this thing is staying in my collection. It's that good. So, like always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're growing. It's all because of you guys. I know I'll probably have issues with this down the road as I beat on it some more, but you know what? I'm just going to grab some extra parts because I'm going to beat the crap out of this thing and drive it all the time.